and it's my second, I want to say my second time to go live on YouTube. And I realized that YouTube is kind of the right platform, I guess, for what I'm doing, because a lot of you have a good sense of opportunity when you see it. That's what I'm thinking and what I've seen. So, without further ado, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Danny. I am a 39-year-old digital marketer, a dad here in South Africa of three boys. And on today's live, I really want to take you through a couple of products that we have here in the digital marketing space. Did you know that the digital industry um, is a $1 billion a day industry? Maybe I should say that again, and I should say it slowly. Did you know that the digital marketing industry, the e-learning industry, is a $1 billion a day industry? How crazy is that when it comes to people looking for opportunities in the digital space, right? And so it shows you that the ordinary person today will have access to a business that does not necessarily require them to have qualification. How awesome is that? That for me is amazing, right? But there's obviously a couple of things that will make these people not to take opportunities, right? And we'll talk about that in today's live, right? In this particular video. One of the things that I do want to say, in order for people to really get to start changing the way they see business and industry, right? They need to have what we call a mental shift, right? A lot of people are still in the system of believing and thinking that the only way to really earn decent income is to go to school, get good grades, right? And find a steady job, stay there for 30 to 40 years. If you come out early enough, let's say you go to high school, you don't finish high school, you go into university, sorry, not going to university, you go straight from high school right into an industry working. And in the olden days, it used to be factories, right? You'd go in and you go work in factories because people didn't really had skills in those days, right? Or people had skills, but it was physical skills. You had to go and work with your hands, right? But times have changed. And then we got to an era where it is said that you needed to go to school, you needed to go and find good grades, right? And then you needed to find good grades, and then you needed to do what? What else? What else was it? But anyway, so the key point here was go to school, get good grades, find a good job, and then stick around there, do it for a couple of years, retire with a package. And once you retire with a package, you use that package to see if you can live for the remainder of your retired life, right? Um, and interestingly enough, I'm going to bring in a bit of humor here. Some people said that what's the point of retiring if you're not tired? Right? So you're retired, you're not tired. And some people are actually unfortunately being forced due to inflation and the economy, where they receive their package of retirement and 5 years later they realize they're running out of money. Some people 2 years later, they realize they're running out of money. And as a result, they now need to scramble and find ways to create income. And oftentimes they're like, what do I do? Where do I go? Like, and, right? Here's what we need to do. We need to start thinking, and I love the generation of this age. Like I'm now a 39-year-old digital marketer, and I'm starting to think, wait a minute, I need to be smart about retirement as much as I still have. Let's say if you say the retirement age is um, 65 years, right? I have another 25 years of working life left. And so that's why I can't sit at home waiting on a job to give me financial security for a future that is really uncertain. So as a 39-year-old, I started to see, well, what can I do differently in order to make sure that I secure some form of retirement, but not being stuck in a, let's say, a fixed cap income, right? Where it's a matter of, well, I'm gonna, none of that, right? So I just wanted to quickly put up a sticker here, and I'm not really going to ask a question. I'm going to put my telephone number on, and that will be for today's sticker, right? Let's do that. Okay, fantastic. So that is my number. I'm going to leave it on the screen. so that it's easier for people to actually get access to me, right? So, but here's the thing, guys, is I needed to think, well, I can't wait for retirement. I see too many people retiring, but not being financially fit to retire. And so, what is the difference there? What is it that we can do to actually to make sure that we're not sitting with a scenario of, oh, wait a minute, I am retired, but I don't have enough money to retire. I always see these heartwarming videos on YouTube of creators going out finding well, just say, yeah, I always see creators going out finding these retirees who are living in communities. Some of them were statesmen. They used to be in the army, in the defense force previously, and some of them have lost some of their limbs, right? Some of them come out without any legs, and they're sitting at home not having enough of a pension to cater and to cover for their retired life. And they sit there being thrown away by government and by the state, and they're unable to take care of themselves. And I think we need to be smart in terms. Just came what's rolling. List well. Jose, good morning, man. I'm lekker. How are you doing this morning? Are you familiar with the term lekker? Right, it's a South African term. Where are you watching it from, firstly? And if you tell me where you're watching from, I want to say it is lekker. And I want you to repeat that while you're watching this video. Repeat with me, I am lekker. It means I'm doing phenomenal, I'm doing fantastic. Oh, you're from Ghana. All right. I'm not sure, what do you say in Ghana? I am doing fantastic, I'm doing smooth, I'm doing okay, I'm doing good. What do you say for that in Ghana? You can maybe let me know in the comments. All right, but today's life is really effectively, so you need to start thinking about these things before you get to a stage where you are in a little corner financially and you are unable to take care of your life, right? Most people are under the impression they're going to be young forever. The reality is we're not. And if that is the case, we need to move with the times, right? We're living in the era and in the time of AI. And if that is the case, you need to learn how can you create skill sets for yourself, because in order for you to become valuable, you need skills. And in order for you to have skills, when you have skills, skills is what will put you in a place where you can get a better financial future, right? And without that, without the skill set, you cannot, right? And I think one of the key things for us to really have, that we have to kind of think about consistently, is our mindset, right? We have to start thinking about our mindset about money, right? How we're looking at it, how we're looking at it about income in today's world, right? And here's what I see. I see a lot of people are way more concerned about what other people think about them, instead of okay, let me not call that book now, instead of actually thinking about what is it that they want for themselves, right? And if that is the case, if you know what you want for yourself, then you're going to move past the scenario of what do they say, what do they think, if I do this, if I do that, because ultimately your life is your responsibility, and it's your main responsibility. There is a quote that read, the biggest project that you will work on at any given time will always be yourself, right? It will be your attitude, it will be your skill set, it will be your character, it will be challenges. How do you handle financial constraints? It will be your relationships. How do you handle all of these things, right? So your biggest challenge will always be your own life, right? That will always be your biggest project, right? The doubts that you have to deal with when you want to start something new, when you have challenges in one space. Subscribe, could you shoot me out? Hi, I subscribe. Could you shout out me out? Yes. Goofy Goober YT01. That's kind of an interesting name, by the way, to start with. But yes, shout out to you. Thanks so much for subscribing. And I'm hoping that as I'm doing this video, you are getting some value that you can really utilize in your life going forward. And I want you guys to encourage you guys, share this video with other people that you find really you love the information that was shared. I think these social media platforms must always be used for value, right? So we need to do, when it comes to developing skill sets, we need to understand that our minds have power, right? And power in the sense that if you say, I don't know how digital marketing or how I can create income online, I don't know how that works, right? Not knowing is not the problem. Do you know what the problem is? The problem is not learning that you can know, right? That's the problem. So I don't know how it works. That's the one element. The second element is I can find out how it works, right? That's the power. And that's where this comes in. That's where the power of the subconscious mind is so crucial, because if you have a mind of your own, right? You have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you know, what you've been brought up with, what your parents have been telling you over and over again, your restraints, your restrictions, your abilities, your inabilities is what your conscious mind will tell you, right? But your sorry, couldn't stay long. I had to go. No problem at all. Thanks so much for the shout out. And thanks for being on today's live. Appreciate that. Right. So whatever you want to overcome, you first have to tell your conscious mind, this is who I am now. I am a person who might not understand how it works to create skills that can pay me from an online space, to I am going to find out how I can create the skill set that will allow me and enable me and put me in a place to literally earn income from my cell phone, right? Regardless of where I am in the world. And this is the whole point of of learning digital skills, right? Using systems like this, right, to put yourself in a position that literally puts you in power, right? That is so crucial. And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So what you want to do is understand that firstly, so let's say maybe you tell yourself that I'm the kind of person who's scared of people. I am scared of how I look on camera, right? So you might have all of those things. I'm scared of how I look on camera, and I'm not comfortable putting myself out there. That's the one extreme, right? No problem at all. We all feel like that at some point in our lives. The second thing you want to do is, okay, if I'm scared to go on camera, what can I actually do when I go on camera that will make me feel more comfortable, right? Because here's the thing, people cannot buy from you what they don't know, right? But you have to put yourself out there to let them know, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. And if you are keen on supporting me, give me a shout out, right? Or go and have a look at my products here and there and. And I think that is what you want to get to when it comes to putting yourself out there. Now, that's the one extreme. The other extreme is you need to become familiar with what you're representing, right? You need to become familiar with what you're selling. And if you know what you're selling, obviously it makes your life easier when you have to present what you're selling to somebody else. And that's the whole key around understanding who you are, understand your strengths, right? Understand your weaknesses as you're going to come on to a life like this and where you're going to address other people. The other thing I want to encourage you is always try and get to a space where if you don't know something, go and learn about it. So this book on social intelligence is really about relationships, right? It's the science of human relationships, understanding how do people think, what makes people listen to me, what makes people feel uncomfortable about me, what makes me feel uncomfortable about myself, right? And how do I find myself in a place where if I do feel uncomfortable with myself, how do I handle scenarios so that I feel a little bit more comfortable and so that I can represent who I am and so forth and so forth, right? So that's just on a nutshell in terms of when you come out and you want to present yourself on a social media platform like this one, like YouTube, right? But now what I want to talk about, I am part of I'm actually promoting a digital product, right? And the whole idea behind a digital product is to get to a space and a place where um, we want to get to help people and young people specifically in countries around the world, because the nice thing here is this is a digital product, right? For those of you who want to quickly go and have a look at it, you're welcome. I've also put it in the comment section, in the description of this video. You want to go and have a look at successwithdan.com. Right there, you're going to actually enter your email address. When you enter your email address, I sent you a free PDF blueprint. What the blueprint does, it shows you what a done for you, right? Um, it shows you what a done for you digital marketing business looks like, right? DFY, a done for you, which is a digital marketing business. It shows you what a done for you digital marketing business looks like, right? And that's where you will have, let's say about 75, 76, 80, 90% of your questions will be answered in that PDF blueprint, right? So that's really what you want to have, what you want to go and have a look at, right? But besides that, so let's do a breakdown of what exactly am I representing here. As I mentioned to you, and I think it's important that we kind of talk about what is my reason for coming on to a life like this, and what is my reason of looking at something like this in the first place to start with, right? So I used to be a hospitality manager at a nature reserve for about 2.5 years. And in that 2.5 years, I really loved what I was doing, but I was working around the clock, I want to say, because, and especially my key things that I really had the most struggle with was working every single weekend, right? As a dad of three, right? And as a family person, I found that was kind of taxing on myself, right? And as a person who kind of see value as a family as some kind of value, right? I was torn in between responsibilities at work and responsibilities at home, right? And which one do I which one of the two do I actually which one of the two responsibilities do I give the most of my commitment and my time? And obviously, because I had to put bread on the table, my work tend to win more than my actual family. And but for that particular reason, I used to beat myself up all the time. On my way to work, I would drive 30 kilometers, which is in 35 minutes in the morning to get to work. And in that time, I would beat myself up going to work. On my way back, I would beat myself up, right? Thinking that where do I draw the line in terms of what is important to me? And that led me to start looking for opportunities around that can help me to literally earn income digitally, right? From my cell phone. And that's where this came in. So I looked on TikTok and I actually saw a video from a young lady who was 30 years old, 31-year old, a mother of 5 kids, right? And both her and her husband lost their jobs in the same day, working for the same company. And all of a sudden, they found themselves sitting at home with 5 kids to feed and both of them without jobs, right? And she came across a video, right? And that video led her to start her digital marketing journey. And because of that, I stumbled upon her video. And just like you guys are watching today's live, you might be stumbling on this video and you might be in a different space where you feel like you're unable to pay your bills. You are working around the clock, you're working 24/7, and the more you work, the less time you have with your family, but you still find yourself financially stuck at the end of the month, being unable to supply all your family's needs, even though you're working hard. So, hard work is not the problem. The problem is you're working for a system that does not equally reward you for the amount of work that you're putting in, right? And so perhaps you need to look at how do I change my financial system and my ways of earning income, right? And so, what we have today, I want to talk to you about a couple of products that I have, which is effectively a business, but it's a business that will give you an education, that it's loaded with skills that you can learn. Your skills that you learn from these programs will literally give you value so that you can then earn digital income because you become more valuable as you increase and improve your skill sets that you learn from these individual products or e-courses, high demand e-learning courses that people already want. How do I know that people already want these products, right? Or these high in demand e-learning courses? It's because currently I'm part of a community of 59,000 people that are all doing the same thing, right? And most people might say, well, doesn't that mean the industry is saturated? Not necessarily, right? In fact, it's not. And the reason for that, it's because we are currently sitting at, I think I looked yesterday, 8.9 billion people in the world. Let me just double check on that. If you know how many people is currently living in the world, let me know in the comments. If you know how many people is currently living in the world, what is the world population right now? Who can tell me in the comments? What is the world population? All right, what is the world population? Anyone in the comments? So currently, right, what is, just a little bit slow. So if we have about 8.9 billion people in the world right now, how many of those people do you think have cell phones to start with? And part of the description in today's video, I actually explained to you, you can use your cell phone is one of the tools that you need. You need a dream. It's one of the tools for you to really succeed in a business like this Because most people come in and think, listen, it's just going to be easy. It might be easy, but if you don't have a dream that's compelling, if you don't have a dream that is pushing you to literally learn the systems, which is, by the way, step by step. So you don't need to be tech savvy, right? And you don't need a lot of time. We teach you in this business how to operate a 2 hour workday, right? If you know how to operate a 2 hour workday, and all we do is we say use social media as a pre existing base to advertise your business, right? So coming onto YouTube like I am, I'm literally advertising for free right now. And being on YouTube, this video will be watched by many of you over and over and over and over again, and many other people will discover this video. I'm currently sitting already 20 minutes, right? This is how you can literally create several businesses, because if you go for a product, which is $900, which is what I got, that gives you access to 4 streams of income. What do I mean by that? Inside this $900 program, you also have access to the $600 program. You have access to the $300 program. You also have access to a $100 program that you can learn from, but you can also use the same programs, resell them for 100% profit. And this is why this business is currently one of the most lucrative side hustles that you can do from home. Most lucrative. Why? Because you purchase a $900 program, you get what we call resale rights on it. You get training on how you can master the art of creating a social media platform where you do attraction marketing. You don't have to go knock on friends and families' doors to tell them that you're doing this, because you use social media to find your ideal customer that will come and buy this from you. Your business operates on automation, which means it works for you 24/7, right? It means, and this is what I love about it, it works and operates 24/7. So your question that you might ask is, how in the world do I actually get access to this type of business, right? You need a one-time investment, which is either $100. That is the lowest of businesses that you can start. But what it will give you a launch pad. That's called the launch pad. It gives you a sense of how does social media work. It gives you a couple of skills on how you can learn to set up a website where you will host and keep this $100 product so that people can buy from you. It teaches you how to speak to your ideal client, how to set up your social media in such a way that you can actually start selling these on a day-to-day basis, which means your income is not once a month. Your income does not have to be once a week. You get paid when somebody buys from you, and that can be every day of the week, depending on how you position yourself, how you position your business, and how you make people understand what your product is all about. But we teach you all of it in the course. You can go all the way up to the $900 course, right? But you want to say, but how do I get access to this? There's 2 options. You can either send me a WhatsApp with my number on the screen, right? And I will send you the link to the website where you can go and have a look at the product. Or what you can do is in my bio, right? In my YouTube bio, you will see there is a successwithdan.com. It's a website. You go and click on the website, you enter your email address, and I will send you a free blueprint that will explain to you how this business works step by step, right? That is a second thing you can do. Alternatively, what you can do is you also read in the comments, not in the comments, in the description of this video today, you'll find there's a link that will take you directly to the product of $900 or $600 or $300 or $100 product, right? What's quite nice about it is the fact that it's 100% profit business, all right? It means if you purchase the $900 course, you learn the skills in it, you become more valuable, and you learn how to sell this daily to your customers. Literally one customer will put you in profit, right? That's from the $900 program, right? If you want to make an extra 10K a month, you just have to find 10 customers, and that will give you access to about 9,000 USD per month. Not even per month. I mean, if you find 10 of them, that will give you access to about 9. If you find 11, that will give you about 10K a month, right? And this is what I love with this. This is different to Forex trading. It's different to crypto, it's different to multi-level marketing. It's also very different to affiliate marketing, because with affiliate marketing and with multi-level marketing is you work for other people, right? You have to do a certain amount of business so that they can move up in the chain. None of this is like this. Once you purchase a program from me, effectively I'll become like your mentor. You'll stay in contact with me, but ideally you are now a business owner of your own digital business, right? And when you're an owner, you literally go through your course, right? Uh, um, we have a tech department. If there's any issues with tech, we do live Zoom calls once a week, right? And you can become part of a community where you can literally ask all your questions in that community 24/7. And there's always somebody in the community that will answer you at any given time, right? We teach you how to set up your website so that customers can come to your social media platform where you're advertising free from, right? And through that system, we help you set up funnels that literally guides your customer to your product so that your customer can buy from you 24/7 without you having to be physically there. Now, what is needed for you to succeed in a business like this, right? You need to come to a point where you do not have a get rich quick mindset, right? You have to understand it's a business that you invest in, but it is a business that can help you to become financially stable. Who is this business for? It's for the person who understands that by working harder and longer hours, you will not become financially stable. All you do is you're selling yourself short on time and you're losing out on a rewarding and a fulfilling life, especially if you have family, because your family does not necessarily require you to work harder to make ends meet, but they do require you to work smarter in order for you guys as a family to make ends meet. And if you're the dad of the house, you probably need this kind of video more because dads can also learn how to work from home. I'm speaking specifically to dads, but I've seen the people who, for the most part, take a hold of this opportunity are the moms. Some moms want to support dads. So what they do is they jump in, they start these businesses, and they literally start out earning dad by working less, because this business is not about working hard, it's about working smart and allowing automated systems to work for you, right? It allows you, we give you, once you purchase any of these businesses, we give you master resale rights that will enable you to resell the course at 100% profit. So you can get one customer that will pay you 900 bucks USD. You can get two customers that can pay you 900 bucks. You can get 10 customers that will pay you 900 bucks. So it's for a person who's been grinding, working harder, working longer hours, but they just feel like they're not getting ahead. They're not getting anywhere. It feels like the harder they work, the more the system punishes them, because you come home and you're just so finished, you're so flat out, you're so exhausted, you mean nothing for your family, who you believe you are working for, but they're seeing and getting less and less and less and less of you. So, as a dad, I want to encourage you, don't struggle by yourself alone. If you see this opportunity, reach out, go and have a look at the website, successwithdon.com. Send me a message on this number, right? But start moving towards the life of your dreams, right? You need a cell phone to succeed in this business. You need a Wi-Fi connection. If you have a laptop, great, but it's not a requirement. You don't need any qualification. Your qualification to get in on this business is you need to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you need an unshakable dream, something that you've been thinking about day and night that nobody else knows about. The type of nightmares that keep you awake at night, right? Thinking about how am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to supply for my children? How am I going to take care of my university bills for my kids, right? How am I going to take care of their necessities for school? How am I going to take care of taking my family on a desired holiday? Those are the type of things that you really need as a goal, because that needs to draw you to literally make this system work for you. Because most people start, but they don't follow through. Most people start, but they're not following the step by step guides that they're given. Most people start, but they start without a real dream. They start because they just want to see whether this is working or not, right? And I want to say to you, if you're in a place where you are just so exhausted, and even if you're behind on your bills currently, and you're just looking like, I need a way out, literally, you can start with this. Some people start, and within the first 2 weeks, they start seeing sales of $900, right? But here's the thing, guys: in order for you to make a $900 sale, you needed to have purchased the $900 product or program, right? You cannot purchase a $600 program and sell the $900. And that's why I would refer to the $900 program first, so that you understand when you purchase this program, you have access to this, the 900, the 600, the 300, and the $100 program. Similar to when you purchase the $600 program, you have access to the $600 program, the $300 program, and the $100 program. Same when you purchase the $300 program, you will have access to the pre-$100 program, 300, you can resell that, and you can also resell the $100 program. So when you access the $100 program, that's the only one you can sell. You can start off with $100 and upgrade to the higher programs, but every single time you want to upgrade from the 100 to the 300, you're going to have to buy a new website, which is $39. You're going to have to buy a new website to host your $300 program and your $100 program. So that's why my recommendation is go for the $900 programs. It will help you to get to your financial goals so much faster, and it gives you access to 4 streams of income. You only have to purchase the website once. This is not a monthly product. You buy it once, you become the business owner, you learn the skills that is in the program, you become more valuable so that you can sell your skills, resell your program, and literally make your money in that way. Do you guys understand? Those of you who are currently on this video, on the live. If not, go and visit the website link, successwithdan.com. Send me a WhatsApp on 0799179159. I am based in South Africa, but you don't have to worry if you're in any other part of the world besides South Africa, because this is a global digital business. And I'm sorry that my screen is back to front. I actually wanted to see myself, so I'm putting it in selfie mode. But I'm hoping that at least the information is what you guys are holding on to. And if you're sitting there and you're wondering how can you change your life, my friend, the easiest way to change your life is to understand your life changing has got nothing to do with the picture that you have of the future. Your life changing has got to do with the decisions you make on a day-to-day basis. So if you're watching this video today, you see this and you get excited about it, but you do nothing about it, your life will likely stay the same. The one way that your life will change is if you actually see it, you take action, you change your mindset about it, right? By let's not just saying to yourself, I'm not a business person, I don't know how to go live, I don't know how to make videos, I'm not going to know how to sell the course. We give you all the information inside the course, so there's literally no excuse. If your dream is not big enough, you will pass on this one. If you have a strong and a powerful dream, your dream will compel you towards the product, and you will actually say, you know what, Danny, um, how do I get to a place where I make choices in my life that will literally determine my future on a day-to-day basis? And that's what I want to encourage you. Don't stand on the sidelines being a spectator where your life is concerned, right? You need to become an active participant in the choices and the direction of your life. And that's what I wanted to share with you in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I don't want to make it unnecessarily long. Thank you so much for watching. And I am hoping that you have enjoyed today's video, and I'm hoping you're making decisions, and in a couple of months time I can chat to you in our community and say well done for seeing the video, for taking action, and for upping your skills that allows you to now earn a digital income. My friends, it is way easier than you think, right? Gone are the days where people did not have access to the internet, and as a result they did not have information to this type of businesses that can help you and your family leave a legacy. And this is actually called Legacy Builders, and for a reason, right? The program is called Legacy Builders. My website is called Success with Dan, but it's called Legacy Builders for a reason, because this type of business allows the ordinary man from the street like me and you, who's been working our entire lives for peanuts, not really seeing the benefit and the reward of our hard work, just having to live from hand to mouth. This business is for ordinary guys like me and you who want better for our kids and who want to leave a legacy for our families. That's who this video is for. So I want to encourage you, don't sit on the sidelines for too long. Be an active participant in your life, be an active participant in your dreams, and move towards the opportunity that is represented to you in this video. My friend, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to have you on, and I'm excited to guide you into a good and a rewarding financial future. Cheers for now. Right.